It is exactly 11:37, and we are moving along and now with a very important interview, something I confuse all the time. And it's no wonder I'm so miserable throughout winter and at the change of seasons. We'll be talking with quality assurance pharmacist at Medipost product department. She has been at Medipost for the past 10 years, and she's going to talk to us about I guess the difference or allergies versus sinusitis. A very good morning to you, Eva Mpe. Wonderful to have you on the show. And finally, someone's going to answer is going to help us get rid of the confusion regarding sinusitis and allergies. Welcome. A very good morning to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you, Miss Julie Ali.
Okay, let's dive right in. People often say that they have sinus issues. How common is that, and how does one differentiate between it's an allergy-related condition or it is in fact sinuses?
Oh, yes. People sometimes confuse allergies and sinuses. Sinuses usually occur after a common cold. When you have a common cold, then you get sinuses. And allergies usually occur because of a trigger. There must be something triggering them to happen, the allergy.
But still, one doesn't know. Okay, so I've had a bad cold. After my cold, when my cold has abated, that's when the sinuses set in. What would the symptoms be? How would I know for sure that is sinuses?
Okay, to differentiate between sinuses and allergies, you will see with the mucus from the nose, and then with the type of cough, with the sore throat, with a fever, and then the duration. They'll differ from allergies to sinuses.
So I'm going to be even more confused now because you've given me you've given me symptoms for sinuses and it sounds like symptoms for a common cold.
Yeah, they're the same. Like the cough, it will be dry with the allergies, and then with the sinuses, it will be like productive.
Okay.
Then,
Okay.
yes, with the
All right. So
duration
now,
as well, yeah.
what is the duration between the
The
two?
duration with the allergies, it will usually be less. As soon as you move away from the trigger, then the allergy will stop. But with sinuses, it can take longer because it's from a common cold. It will need a treatment to stop the, the
Okay.
duration.
People often tell you that if you've got a cold, and this is a bit of confusion as well, and they do say to you that if you have a productive cough, and if the mucus is discolored, that means you don't have an infection. But if it is, either yellow or green in color, it means you've got an infection. And does that mean at that point you need to go on to a course of antibiotics? I'm just trying to get that story right.
Firstly, most of the time when you get sinuses, people will start to treat at home. And then when it gets worse or if the mucus doesn't stop, that's when you go to your general practitioner. That's when you can start with at home with nasal sprays and antihistamines. Then if they are not working, that's when you go to the general practitioner for consultation. That's when they will add on corticosteroid nasal sprays and an antibiotic.
When you have, I'm trying to find more ways in identifying whether it's sinus or whether it's an allergy. Does allergies present with coughing, a productive cough, or is that only in a situation of a sinusitis?
Sinuses, it will be a productive cough. And then allergies, it will be a dry nagging cough with allergies. And before you get to sinusitis, you get firstly sinuses. Then when they complicate, it becomes sinusitis. That's why you are inflamed and there's an infection. That's when you have to go to the doctor when it's sinusitis. But with sinuses, you can just treat at home and buy medicine from the pharmacy.
So what I'm understanding from this conversation is that sinusitis is very similar. So when you have a bad cold, you really are presenting with sinus or sinusitis. Would I be correct in saying that?
Yeah, let's say firstly you present with sinuses, and then when it complicates, it gets to sinusitis. That's when
Okay.
the mucus will be green, and yeah, it shows that there's an infection.
All right. Then let me complicate this conversation even further. Let me ask you, what's the difference then when one has flu? How different is it from what we're talking about? A common cold, sinusitis, and then the flu.
Yeah, sinusitis will originate from the flu.
Does that come after you've had the flu?
In the middle. That's when your nose will produce mucus. That's when your cough will be productive. That's when you'll have a sore throat as well. And fever.
Okay, yeah,
And
that's
fever.
all part, yeah, that's all part of having a flu. That's the signs and symptoms of a flu, and in this whole play out of a cold and a flu, in between all of that, you're presenting with sinusitis as well.
Yes.
Okay. You mentioned mucus. You talk a lot about mucus throughout this issue of sinusitis being a key indicator, obviously.
Yes.
Is there anything specifically people should be looking out for? And my understanding also then is, if it is an allergy, you're not going to be producing mucus. It's going to be just a dry symptom, a dry cough.
It will just be clear. With allergies, it can just be clear. It won't be like thick.
Oh, you will still be productive. You'll still produce mucus, but it will be a clear mucus.
Yeah, it's like when you sneeze, you just sneeze and then it will come clear, like clear mucus will come out.
Okay. Should one worry if one has regular bouts of sinusitis throughout the year and the mucus is always discolored? What is that telling us? Does that indicate that you've got a serious infection, or it's a normal infection, but it has to be treated by a doctor?
Yeah, because, okay, throughout the year, I guess you usually get more like allergies. It's something that you just sneeze and then clear mucus comes out. So if you get sinusitis, it will definitely come from a flu. So I guess there you must go for treatment from the doctor. You must go for consultation.
Okay, let's go for an ad break. We'll come back and talk some more about allergies versus sinusitis. And you also spoke about cortisone. We'll also check when is it best to administer cortisone, because we also know that we can't overdo it with the cortisone either. So all of that and more right after the ad break. We are talking with Eva Mpe, Quality Assurance Pharmacist at Medipost.
Discover the Africa of your dreams and surround yourself with her spectacular beauty. Relax beneath her serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042 203 1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
Across Sudan, starvation is tightening its grip. With rising food prices and widespread malnutrition, 8.7 million people are now facing emergency or famine-level hunger. As the conflict intensifies and aid routes narrow, families in Sudan are running out of options and time. The Al-Imdad Foundation is delivering life-saving humanitarian aid to those most at risk. Stand with Sudan. Donate online at alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
World-class financial services only at Sapphire Global, your financial partner. If you are looking for Islamic, Sharia, and ethical financial products, look no further. Sapphire Global offers a wide range of financial service offerings from short-term to life and investments. A full-service center with all financial requirements under one brand. Our highly skilled and experienced consultants are ready to help protect your financial future. Contact us on 041 001 0184 or visit our website on www.sapphireglobalfs.com. Sapphire Global is an authorized financial services provider.
Breaking stereotypes, moving boundaries, joining hands. Salam Media.
لا تقل لوحدي أو كيف السبيل.
Humanity sets the agenda.
At 11:49, we are talking with Eva Mpe. She's a quality assurance pharmacist at Medipost, and we are talking allergies versus sinusitis. Welcome back, Eva. And what would you say are the most common allergy triggers in South Africa where people don't even realize it's affecting them?
Okay, insect stings, pet dander, pollen, and certain foods like nuts. They usually will cause allergies.
Okay, and the allergies then would be overproduction of mucus, lots of coughing, no mucus.
Clear mucus.
Clear mucus and coughing. Coughing and sneezing.
Yes.
You also have skin reactions with the allergies you've just mentioned, pollen, dust mites, certain foods that you eat. How serious or severe does the skin irritate, the impact of skin irritation, how serious does it have to be before you go to a doctor?
If you like playing with animals like dogs and cats, and then they get in touch with you, and then their skin sheds off onto you, it can easily go through into your nose. And then it will trigger the allergy.
The allergy reaction.
Yes.
Okay. With allergies and, of course, with sinusitis as well, we all are guilty of self-medicating. What are the risks of using the wrong treatment for the wrong condition? And it's so common that we do this all the time with allergies and sinusitis.
Yeah, usually if you do that, you treat wrong. If you treat wrong, then the medicine won't work, and then it will just worsen. If it's an allergy, it will just worsen. It will be sinusitis.
Okay, now over-the-counter medications are very easy to access. What should people be cautious about when using antihistamines or nasal sprays?
Okay, antihistamines, they cause drowsiness, dizziness, headaches, and then blurred vision as well. They
Oh,
can also cause like nausea and constipation. And then with the nasal sprays, if you use them for a duration longer than you're supposed to use, they can cause rebound nasal congestion, and then they can also cause systemic effects, like they can raise your high blood, they can
sure.
raise your heart rate.
What about the newer generation of antihistamines? Are there not those that prevents that doesn't have any sedatives in it to make you sleepy? And do they not kind of cut out the side effects?
No, that is their main side effects, the drowsiness part and dizziness.
Okay.
So,
Sure. So it's not as easy as all as that. I mean, you might feel that, you have an allergy and you're sneezing and coughing and have, producing a lot of mucus and think the best for this is an antihistamine. But one should be so cautious because it comes with side effects and you need to be aware of those side effects and how they're going to impact on you. I suppose very especially if you have other comorbidities, if you're being medicated for other issues as well, one needs to be extra cautious. And also when you're buying these medications over the counter, I should imagine it's good advice to speak to the pharmacist and tell them what other meds you're on. Am I right?
yes, but basically the sinus medicines, it's usually good to let the other person know what you're taking, but basically you can safely take them, sorry, but not usually not a period of, I don't know, 3 days, 4 days, not usually more than a week. If you see you're not getting better, I think you must just see a general practitioner.
Okay, now when it comes to children, what signs should we as parents watch out for if our children can't clearly explain their symptoms?
Okay, sneezing, and with allergies, sneezing, and then the clear mucus, and then the dry throat, and if they feel fatigue, if they complain, you can see fatigue. If someone is usually tired, you can see that.
Okay, and then as you've indicated, when you don't see any improvement in a couple of days' time, then that's a sign that you absolutely have to take yourself or your child to a doctor. Let's
Yes.
wrap up then. Is there anything else of importance that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I can say if the patient, the child, whoever has allergies or sinuses, they don't improve within 2 weeks, I think they must see a general practitioner. And then the doctor will see if there's no any changes after consulting with the general practitioner. Then that's when you can go to an ear, nose, throat specialist, ENT specialist. There might be something more than the allergy and the sinuses.
What about children who keep presenting every few weeks? They present with flu-like symptoms or sinusitis or even allergies, but this happens on a very regular basis. And I'm talking about your toddlers, your under 6-year-old or maybe even older. Is that something that one should be concerned about?
Yes, I think a person, as an adult, you can identify what triggers that to happen. Because I know with allergies, they happen more often. It's unlike sinuses. So you can just uh, check what's causing that to happen, what's causing the allergy, and if you get it, try to take it off from the kids. If they like playing with animals, then make sure that they don't play with the animals, or you can take them for allergy tests. There are places where you can do allergy tests, and then they
And
can
that,
just determine what happens, what's happening.
okay, and obviously they can then tell you what the child is allergic to, and as a parent, then you can try and minimize the child's contact with those areas or those plants or animals or even food stuff for that matter. Eva Mpe, thank you indeed for being with us on the show this morning. That's given us a fair idea of how to identify an allergy versus sinusitis or the common cold.
Can
Thank
I
you.
mention something before we close?
Sure.
We also keep the medicines at Medipost at our pharmacy. So yeah, we have an online shop at medipost.co.za, and then we also have a WhatsApp or call number. It's the same number that you can use. It's 012 426 4655.
Okay, good. And just finally, I did say it was wrap-up time. Would you recommend children and adults to take the flu vaccination, pardon, this time of the year?
Yes, yeah. Before winter, you have to take it before. If you are already sick with flu, you can't take it. Usually around this time, I think this is the most typical time to be taking it.
Okay, let's leave it there till the next time. Thank you. God bless and goodbye.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Julie Ali. Bye bye.
Bye.